Oh my God, I'm so excited. So we're going to do a proper betting with Coach episode. It's been a while. Coach got his bet accepted. He's been fighting MGM so hard. I was so freaking mad last night putting in bets for the Super Bowl because for whatever ungodly reason, I had put in a lot of bets with like the Patriots and stuff, and of course, and then I was like, well, I don't really see it going the Seahawks way, but like I don't want to be stupid stubborn like I always am. Like all I really care about is like my Sixers and Portugal. Like let's just run it both ways. And I tried over and over again, and it wouldn't take anything. Right, my app's just like stupid stubborn. It's like on different phones. Like I like MGM because like they in theory take the most action, but sometimes getting that bet place is a nightmare. And Coach, it's been a while where he's been having issues. So today, of course, they open up the NFL lines, and the Lions odds are crazy short. Like they're paying like half as much as the Bears when the Bears won a playoff game this year. Like, give me a break. So no money with the Lions, but it doesn't matter because the Browns are so buried down at the bottom. They're not nearly as long as like the Cardinals or the Raiders or something like that, but it's still or the Dolphins or Jets, but still pretty damn long. We're like the fifth longest with the Browns to win the conference. And with our NBA pick, Sixers to beat Clippers, two-leg, $8.50 got Coach or 1.7 million. Coach got way greedy there. I was gonna just run it up to $1 million, but you know how much Coach loves this Browns pick, and it's his NBA team. He's not telling you to put 850 on it, right? But that's how good Coach was feeling about it, and he just didn't, because we've already got it in. So the Portugal odds aren't like crazy long, right? So I want to have that in too. But like these are the two I feel the best about anyway. So for like a little under $10 to literally just have it maxed out, like, yeah, that's my two leg for the whole year. I also have Nationals winning the NL combined with the Sixers Clippers for $100,000. So even if the Browns don't deliver, if the Nationals pop up, they're about in the same bracket as the Browns. They're way buried down there, right? So if either one of them can pop up, that's 6 to 7 figures depending on which one. So feeling pretty good about that. Of course, the NBA is always super squirrely. I'd say even more so than the other leagues, apart from maybe hockey. I think those are the two toughest to get besides the college stuff because there's just so many teams in college. But, they got the new stadium, Shador making rookie Pro Bowl, Myles Garrett sack leader. We could see Belichick popping in as a D coordinator. We'd rather him be the head coach, but as long as he's got a job there, that's all good in the hood. And, like, that gives him an excuse to why they lose. Like, maybe they're, Belichick is seeing something in the Super Bowl he wants to do different, but what's his face isn't down with it, right? So the power dynamic might come into play. Tom Brady had to have been looking at that Super Bowl and thinking I could have won that over Sam Darnold, you would think, right? Well, we thought that they were going to let May break some of his records. I mean, he still broke, like, the he's younger to appear, but that wasn't Brady's record anyways. It was Marino's. I mean, we did make a lot of Dan Marino connections, but I definitely want to think more into that. Dan Marino went to Pitt. Maybe we bump Pitt up to the top of the list of schools we look into for next year in football. I'm not quick to jump over to thinking it's something to do with the Dolphins. Their situation's too horrible. I'm not down with that. Right, we're still following football logic here. Like, I'm giving you reasons to like the Browns. Like, so of course, like I said, all-time NFL sack leader Myles Garrett, Defensive Player of the Year. You gotta like that. Denzel Ward's like the only cornerback to make All-Pro 6 years in a row or something, right? So, that's the rest. That's Belichick's recipe right there, right? He wants one pass rusher and one lockdown corner, right? So they've got that. And on that side of the ball, I'm trying to think if there's anybody else like that really needs to be mentioned. They got that Mason Graham, right? They invested their big pick last year, top 10 pick, into national champ Mason Graham, right? So that side of the ball has a lot of things to be excited about. And then on offense, of course, like I said, Pro Bowl rookie quarterback. You've got what's his name? Their stud running back, right? So the running back they drafted from Ohio State, I think he got injured, right? But he should be back, you would think. It wasn't like it happened terribly late in the season. I think he'll be back in time. So you have a really, really good running back. And the other Sanders running back might end up being good. And then you've got really, really good tight end Harold Fannin Jr., who Coach told you was going to be good because he was like the all-time NCAA receiving guy or leader in receiving yards. So Coach liked him a lot, and he was an absolute beast in his first year. So they got the tight end. Receiver is shaky, but like I said, we could have Josh Gordon come in. I'd love for them to somehow swing a trade for Garrett Wilson, right? Even before he broke out this year, Coach was screaming for that. So, there's options there. Other things on defense, they could get one of the Bosa's, right? He's a Cleveland guy. We think Travis Kelce's probably coming to town, right? So 1-2 punch with Harold Fannin. I mean, do you even need freaking receivers when you got Kelce and Fannin? Jeez. I know it's old Kelce, but those guys are going to put up some numbers. Not like between the two of them, they're going to be better than, in all pro tight end, right? So even if one's before his peak and the other's past it by a little bit, right, together, they're going to be the best duo for sure. And, it's as far as like in the Sixers and the Clippers, we just make the argument, it's so wide open, of course. And we've got all the weird coincidences. Now, anything else to really talk about?